Hey, what's up guys, Alex here. Thank you for checking this video and welcome to lesson number 2 of the series of tutorial on how to build a premium theme for WordPress. Have you ever heard about Monstroid? Monstroid is basically WordPress on steroids. With this product you can build easily everything from a single blog page to a gigantic e-commerce to sell your product online. Click on this video to learn more and access a 10% discount for Monstroid or whatever other theme you decided to purchase from the template monster repository. Welcome again. In this tutorial we're gonna take a look on how to activate a specific page in the administration panel of our installation and how to create some custom options specifically for our custom amazing theme. So before starting, I want to let you know that for now, for the first 5 or 6 lessons, we're totally not gonna care about the front end. So we're not gonna do any type of style. We're not going to create pretty much any type of front-end file to display our post or to create actually our theme, because when we create an advanced or a premium theme, we should focus mostly and primarily on the backend stuff. So let's get started. First of all, I want to create a file called functions.php. And if you follow the WordPress 101 for beginner developers, you know that this functions is really useful because WordPress detects before generating the theme if your theme has this file and triggers all the functions and all the code that you inputted in this file to activate specific options for your theme. So if we go inside the backend of our theme and we go into the appearance section, themes, we have to switch and activate to our sunset theme option. And of course, after we switch and we remove the 2015 as an active theme, we're gonna lose all the options that we had before. So the custom background, custom header, all this kind of stuff. And we pretty much have nothing. If we access the front end, it's completely empty because we didn't code anything. But as I said, we are not gonna care about this. We have to focus on the backend. So first of all, one of the common theme about a premium theme is that they have an administration page, a specific section that gives you the ability or gives the user the ability to customize the experience of the theme. Sometimes these custom options are inside the appearance, like for example, if I reactivate the 2015, you're gonna see that here you have the widgets, the menus, the header, background, but these are all pre-built options of WordPress to customize the experience. We can activate this, but in my case, I want to create a custom page, a custom administration page, something that you see most of the time when you activate a plugin or when you have a really well-built premium theme. You have maybe a custom page in here at the bottom of your administration menu with the name of your theme with some particular specific options that are not pre-built in WordPress. So we're gonna create that and it's gonna be awesome, of course. So let's reactivate our custom theme and let's go back in our text editor. In the functions.php now, I don't wanna write all my functions because otherwise, due to the fact that my theme, our theme, is gonna be fully loaded of administration options, we will end up with a huge, humongous functions.php file that it's hard to maintain and it's hard to scroll through, and finding specific options and specific functions can be painful. So we have to be really organized about it. And if you remember in the previous lesson, I created the folder ink. In here, I wanna include all the files to handle specific groups of options. So in my case right now, I wanna create the administration page of the sunset theme. So I'm gonna create a new file inside the ink folder called function-admin.php. So from now on, I'm gonna always use this convention inside the ink. Every time I have to create a file that handles specific function, I'm gonna put as an appendix the name function, followed by a dash, and then followed by the name of whatever section this functions belongs to. So in my case now, we're gonna tackle the administration panel, and I'm gonna put the admin. If in the future, I'm gonna have something for the walker or the navigation, I'm gonna have a file called functions.walker. If I have something specifically for custom post type, I'm gonna have a file function-custom-post-type.php. So this gives us the ability to keep everything really organized, and without any problem we can access directly the code that we're looking for because everything is split in separated files. Now we have to, before start coding our administration panel option, we have to put this file inside the standard functions.php, because WordPress will not detect automatically this folder, but will read only the functions.php. So we have to include this inside this other file. So let's open our PHP tag. And as I said, inside the PHP files of WordPress, we can avoid to close the PHP tag, because at the end of the file, automatically PHP will close for us the tag, so we don't have to close automatically this tag. And this is better sometimes, because sometimes we could have this situation here that maybe we don't realize we have to empty row after the closing tag of PHP, and this could trigger an error if WordPress detects this as HTML is actually two empty lines, can create some error like header already sent or other PHP errors that we want to totally avoid. So let's not close the PHP tag and we won't have pretty much any problem. So in here, we have to use a PHP function to include the file that I already created, but I don't want to include it, but I want to just require this file. I want to require, and to point the file, I have to use WordPress function called get_template_directory. I'm going to connect this string with a dot to another string that is going to be /inc/function-admin.php, and then close it as semicolon. Let's save it. And now we can safely access the function-admin.php and start coding whatever we want in here, because all the code that we're gonna write in here is gonna be automatically included and required inside the native functions.php that WordPress recognizes automatically. So also here, let's open the PHP tag, maybe with a question mark instead of a slash. And here we start with some functions magic. So let's keep everything organized as alike, and let's create a header. And let's give this section the name admin page. So it's also easy for us to understand. And sometimes users or other developers, they like to put an @ or @ package if they want to specify that this file belongs to a specific theme. So in my case, it's sunset theme, and they repeat this information on top. It's not absolutely necessary, but it helps us to keep everything organized, but it's mostly up to you. So in order to create an administration page, we have to create a custom function in PHP. So let's call function, and my function as usual has to be like unique. So let's use the name of the theme, sunset _ add_admin_page. This could feel redundant and not necessary, but it's always better to have a really specific name and avoid to have a function that is called similar or identical to another function from another theme, another plugin, or a widget. So in this way, we can pretty much say that we're safe and we're going to avoid any duplication of this function. In here, we can finally use a hook from WordPress to activate administration page, and the hook is add_menu_page. And in here we have, of course, a tons of options. The first option is the page title, so the title that is gonna appear in the header section of the page after we click on the link. So in my case is sunset
theme options. The second parameter is the menu title. And in my case, I want to just write sunset, because if we access the WordPress admin, you will notice here this space is pretty limited. We don't have an option to extend this sidebar. So if we write something like sunset option themes, sunset options page, sunset advanced, whatever, we risk that the text of this menu won't fit inside this sidebar. So it's always better to maintain a single word or maybe like 2 words. In my case, we can use sunset because I'm activating the sunset theme. So it's pretty much obvious that we're gonna have a custom option called sunset without having to repeat sunset theme or sunset option. So we're pretty safe to use just sunset. The third parameter is the capability. So the capability is required for this menu to be displayed to a specific user. So we have to input the user level that we want to allow to access this page. Most of the time, these theme options are allowed only for administrator, and the user level that an administrator has is the manage options. Manage options include pretty much everything about editing, adding, deleting posts and pages. So if we specify these, we're pretty sure that the user that has these manage options capabilities can access also our sunset theme options page. The fourth parameter is the menu slug. The menu slug is the thing that appears in the navigation bar. So if we access again the administration panel and we click on settings, we're gonna notice here that we have WP admin options dash general.php. In the case of a custom option, sometimes WordPress insert a question mark, then a specific variable called maybe page or section, and then a slug after this custom variable. What we have to specify the slug of our custom page, because if we have a unique slug, then we can easily attach a custom CSS or a custom JavaScript only to that specific slug. And always remember to specify a slug that is always unique. So we don't want to specify a slug that could be used by other themes or other plugins to avoid errors. So in my case, I want to use a slug called aleka-sunset. The other parameter is the function. The function is the actual functions that this menu page called to trigger and to activate the generation of the page. So some developers likes to write the functions here and open the function right inside here and input the HTML code inside the function. I don't really like this. I like to keep everything separated and more organized. So we have to call a function as usual as a string, and my function is gonna be sunset underscore theme underscore create page. So now that we created this function, this call to the function to avoid any error, it's better to write right away the actual function. So sunset generate the theme, and here we can put generation of our admin page, just a comment to remind us what we have to code inside this function. The sixth parameters is the icon URL. So we have the option to input a custom icon, and sometimes we don't want to put anything. If we don't put anything, automatically WordPress is gonna fall back to add the default gear icon, but we have the ability to specify a custom icon. In my case, I created a custom icon inside a folder inside my theme called image, and then sunset-icon.png. This icon respects the proportion, the actual options of WordPress, that is like 20 per 20 pixels. And you're gonna find this icon in the GitHub repo. If you want to download it, you can create your custom icon. The important thing is that it has to be or a PNG with a transparent background or an SVG. If you want WordPress to edit the SVG and treat it as a CSS variable, they can update the code or whatever. So inside this attribute, this parameter of the function add menu page, we can point to my custom icon by writing get template directory dot to connect the string slash image slash sunset icon dot png. If it's called sunset icon, I don't remember anymore. Yes, it's called sunset icon. And the last parameter, the seventh parameter, is the position of our menu. So WordPress gives us the ability with a list of integer, a list of numbers, to specify the location of our menu. And all these sections from dashboard to settings are separated and organized by an order number list. The order number list is the following. So we have the dashboard that has an integer of number 2. Then we have a separator with number 4, post media, links, page, comment separator, appearance, blah, blah, blah. And if you notice, the structure is exactly identical to the structure that we find in our theme option. So dashboard, a separator, post media, page, comment, separator, and blah, blah, blah. So if we want to add our custom menu after the last separator, so after settings, after everything else, we have to specify a number higher than 99. So in my case, I want to put, for example, at 110. Let's save it. And now to activate this function, we have to, of course, trigger the function with the usual action from WordPress. So underneath the function, let's call the add_action. And the moment where we want to trigger this action is during the generation of the admin menu. So the hook that we want to call in the action is admin_menu. And then separated by a comma, we have to specify as a string the name of the function that we want to trigger. Semicolon at the end. Let's save it. Let's access our administration panel. Let's refresh our administration panel. And finally, we have the sunset options here. My icon is not working, so probably I specified a wrong path. Let's check our source code. And okay, so this is my local path, and I don't want to use my local path, but I want to use my absolute path. So instead of using get template directory, I have to put get template directory _ URI, and I'm pretty sure this one is going to trigger my actual absolute path. And that's it. As you notice here, we have our beautiful icon that WordPress automatically is going to apply an opacity to create this rollover effect. And we have the option here. There's another cool option for the custom icon that gives us the ability to use a pre-made icon for WordPress. So WordPress gives us the ability to use this repository called -icon. -icons are the pre-made icons of WordPress. If we access the URL developer.wordpress.org/resource/-icons, we're gonna access the repository of all the font icons used by WordPress. And the font icons, you can check how these font icons are used inside your dashboard. All these icons that you see here are not images, are not SVGs, but are font icons, the same that we created in the previous lesson. We can use these font icons. WordPress has tons of font icons to customize the entire experience, and we can use these font icons to put it into our custom pages. So if, for example, I want to use this little brush here that I like, it is -icons admin customizer, I have to just copy the unique name of this -icon, access my editor, and instead of putting this entire URL here in the icon section, I can just put as a string only the -icons -admin -customizer, the name, the unique name of the icon. Let's save it, access our administration panel, refresh, and as you notice now, our custom administration page has the icon that we specify. If we click on this page, we're gonna see here that, as I told you before, in the options, we're gonna have admin.php page with our unique slug that we specify in the options. Now here, of course, the page is completely empty because our function is to generate the page is completely empty. But if we want, just as a test, we can put an echo and put an h1 and h1, close the tag, semicolon, and here we can put sunset theme options. Save it. Let's go back in our administration panel, refresh it, and now we have the title of the page. So you see how powerful is this option with just adding a menu and connecting a specific class to handle the generation of the menu. And in here, we can write pretty much whatever we want, HTML, PHP code, we can access custom options, we can access custom information from our theme, and we can generate the entire page here. Let me roll back on the previous section because I don't want to use the dash icon, but I want to use my custom sunset icon because, in my opinion, it's way better and way cooler, and I'm pretty happy with that. In the next lesson, we're going to take a look on how to activate some sub-page in our menu section and how to finally generate a proper administration panel page to save some custom options. So thank you so much for checking this video. I hope you enjoy it, and if you liked it, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel and share it. If you have doubts or you have issues, please leave it a comment below. I will try to answer to everyone, and until the next lesson, as usual, happy coding!